right.
Alright. Let's go on.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do some tarot around finding out about your character, your past life, what kind of personality, what kind of job, what kind of things happened, or relationships, or work, or yeah, what's out there from you, how we can trace you potentially. Perhaps connected to me or to other people that I know. Yeah. So yeah, this is gonna be more of a, I don't know.
More or less.
Yeah, I kind of. What was your personality like? Ja, je hoeft ook niet constant alles te filmen hoor. Dat hoeft niet per se. Ik weet niet hoe lang die... door kan filmen. Very like paintings. They're paintings. They're very imaginative, very rich, like otherworldly. Yeah, I'm sensing definitely kind of like an artist or something in your past life.
Maybe, yeah.
And your occupation. Because I'm getting some themes and I just want to check. Yeah, themes around like...
I put on my ears.
Right, oh yeah, so you can hear me.
That's... Especially when you're not talking my direction.
Okay, right.
More difficult.
Right.
It's better.
Personality, there's something around transformative, like transforming a lot, changing a lot potentially. But there's also a theme around giving or taking. And I'm asking your occupation of that past life, and then I'm getting also the death card, but then reversed. So there's kind of an element of this theme around changing versus not, like being stuck potentially, but like some heaviness kind of, but also standing up for yourself, or yeah, I don't know, like 5 of Wands for me is kind of Aries, like the astrological sign of Aries, because it's like it's embracing conflict in order to like stand up for themselves, like an individual, and not really caring about what other people think, kind of. So there's this theme. So I'm checking your astrology, and I see your Lilith, which for me is kind of like a shadow aspect from past life, is in the 7th house. And the 7th house is of Libra. Libra is the opposite of Aries. Libra is, if you would turn this around, it's like being harmonious, like not willing to embrace conflict just for the sake of keeping things harmonious, or to keep things kind of balanced, yeah. So there is kind of a theme there, potentially. For the rest, I don't see. Here's some Aries, Mars and Aries you have. Well, how does that relate to you now? This kind of theme around giving, taking, or yeah, being like embracing kind of conflict to like stand in your power, or?
No, I'm more I'm more the oil in conflicts.
The oil,
Yes,
keeping things harmonious, right?
Harmonious, yeah.
Yeah. Keeping things harmonious. Okay. So occupation. Ace of Cups. Either you were kind of like someone who would just make art at home, kind of like be at home a lot, like making art. Could also be like a emotional type of person, but this is like your occupation, huh? So maybe even like using art to lift heavy energy or something, or to maybe too much at home, too much. Hermits. Yeah, I'm talking about past life.
Situation now.
Yeah, how is it now?
I'm a sort of house.
You like being at home?
Yeah.
Making art at home?
Yeah.
Yeah. Could be like an echo.
Yeah, I have a studio on another place, but I in my when I did the photo academy, my home my living room was my studio,
right.
so I did everything in the house.
Yeah.
Not ideal, but
I do enjoy that also. Just to have everything there, like the kitchen.
Yeah, like, to have a house what fits with you.
Yeah.
So I have different rooms for different things. Yeah, I'm not a traveler. More in my mind than
Yeah. And
physical.
Second house. Not really sure. Let's sort. Normally I just gather data with the cards, and then I get like intuitive feeling like, okay, we have to go that direction, or like and then at some point I have enough data and I just throw it in AI, and then it gives me examples, potential, what we just saw with the occupation, and like an element of kind of like maybe being like stuck or being at home a lot, just making art a lot, but maybe in your own little world somehow. Because here I'm also getting something, not being organized enough potentially to build like the King of Pentacles reversed, like to build like something material out of it, or the Magician reversed. So a little bit out of direction maybe, or like not focused, or not being able to manifest this kind of like like living off of your art somehow. There's also some heaviness somehow, and you're trying to master something. So I think you just like potentially were at home trying to master this kind of artistry, but maybe getting like sucked into it, or getting lost in it maybe potentially. Does that resonate with this current life maybe in the beginning, or?
Yeah, well, this trying a lot this and that, have a lot of skills, but trying to combine it to make something something was more than the different things, but not good and one thing, but
just everything together.
Some multi-human. So
I
I can do a lot of things, and that was my father was the type of so if I see something I think, okay, I can make that, but not good in one thing, not concentrated on one thing. That's what I want, and that's what I do.
Right.
No, I can do a lot of things, and I try to make it something new from those lot of things.
Yeah. Which is like, if it's like this, is very organized on top of everything, like coordinating, but it's like reversed. So I feel like in the past life things were potentially a bit chaotic in that. Maybe also like doing too much different stuff or something like that.
Not getting the direction in it.
Yeah, no direction a little bit. And there's also an element around, because I see your north node is like a karmic placement also. It's showing you what your soul needs to learn in this lifetime. Your south node is the opposite, and your part of fortune is there as well. Part of fortune is kind of like you've integrated this in your past life, so in this lifetime you can make fortune out of that, basically. But it's like conjuncting your south node, so you really integrated something in your past life, which is it's like really on the. Oh wait, it's yeah, it is conjunct, but it's like just a few degrees. So your part of fortune is in the 10th house of Taurus, and your south node is in the 11th house of Taurus. Taurus is about, and then I'm thinking about the death card, because Taurus is the you have Taurus and Scorpio X. Scorpio is about transformation, embracing the unknown.
Experimental.
Yeah, and like not being scared of change, and like letting go of material world, like the material safety, in order to grow. In your past life you were very, and I'm thinking like hermit house, all the stuff that you need, like kind of like sheltered, safe, working a lot, constantly working, just like but in this lifetime you're supposed to kind of let go. It's funny because he has the opposite. He needs to embrace more, like being more steady and more like, more material stability kind of, and not just like throwing all stuff away and just like diving deep and like going crazy. But that's what you actually should be doing, kind of. My dad has the same. So I kind of like, I don't know how this translates in your life right now, this kind of theme of.
Yeah, I'm searching for some stability, but from out that stability I try to find my way in a world, and from my youngest time I tried to meditate, but that didn't always get good. It was more gets in some trance, and that's something where where things get wrong, they go too fast and so now I'm busy to finally go to that barriers and to find where to go deeper, and because I had a feeling that I have to search something deeper,
grip on the material world, perhaps, or something like that.
I don't want to control, but something in me is afraid to lose control.
Yeah, I also see like the North Node is in retrograde, so it's like moving backwards. It's sometimes an indication that this theme is kind of echoing, so in your past life you're actually trying to do the same, like getting, releasing this kind of safety of the material world, and like, holding on, and you kind of being a hermit probably. And in this lifetime it's again, there's a theme, like you have to break through. But yeah, the going deeper with meditation and stuff feels like an interesting manifestation of the North Node in Scorpio, I would say, yeah. And the fifth house, in your past life, or maybe the life before that, you're very used to, and then I'm also referring to the, when we saw this kind of like giving take and standing up for yourself, or like being this person. In this lifetime, you're supposed to step into the spotlight, and I guess you're doing that. But you're very.
I try, but
it's good
not
for you.
The time to do it is not.
Okay.
Getting less because I get older.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, like, yeah.
But I'm not. It's not.
We're ageless.
Yeah, but I think my time is later. I have the time in my past and things. I wasn't busy with material things. Some people are
late bloomers or
blowing not bloeien.
Late bloomer. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I guess a little bit.
And that has it's you get you're building really to something, but everything goes ups and downs.
Yeah, the North Node lessons are like this. Yeah. It's really difficult.
It feels like a stair.
Yeah.
So you think from you think it goes easy, and then bam,
you step back.
You step back, and then you think you don't grow anymore, but it's climbing to the next door. It's you're going forwards, but it feels like you're stuck.
Yeah.
But when you get to the next there, then you go forwards.
Right.
It's constant.
It's like the planet going retrograde and then moving forward again. But yeah, in your past life, you're very used to being there for the community, like being there for other people, the people around you, like giving and like being a humanitarian and kind of stepping out of the spotlight, just to give to the. But in this lifetime, you're supposed to step on the stage.
But it's not now. It's easy when I can take a microphone and I have no problem to sing well. Yeah, but my sister is a singer, and she has more problems for getting on stage to sing. And I got no. I'm never nervous for.
But with your work,
I remember you sang live at the horse riding.
Yeah.
You sang live at the horse riding when there was a playback show.
Yeah. I could. Yeah, and in my things, nobody knows I can sing.
Nice.
So we had for my company who I worked for, we had a big party and there was a karaoke competition.
Yeah.
And you can sing.
Yeah, surprise.
Yeah, it's something where I want to do something with, but and I wanted to sing. But yeah, I was a technician. So when then there was we needed a new singer in the band, and it was but it's easier to find a good a new singer than a good technician.
Right.
So yeah, then I get back in my role. But I think I would last. I'd like to sing.
It's probably not. It's not specifically about being on a stage singing or something.
No, but
So showing your work,
showing what you can, and I do that with my pictures.
Yeah.
But I can also do that with film. I can also do that with making music. But so I music. Started to make music, so I don't have education for that. I think, why shouldn't I do it? Music is in my head. So I only have to find a way to get it on tape.
Yeah.
I don't have to be a super piano player, because today we have the computers, we can program it.
Yeah.
So maybe it's also the time is ready on to do things, maybe.
Yeah, more to step more in this kind of spotlight, because I have the feeling in your past life this kind of like was an element of stuckness, like making a lot at home, but not kind of like stepping out to show it. Maybe that's kind of a theme. Ooh, there's like an element, like there's like kind of heaviness, but it's like the subconscious thing that's kind of maybe from the life before that. It's kind of like holding you back. And there's an element of reality, like facing reality somehow. We have, Pluto in Virgo, second house. Kind of like Pluto is kind of showing what you have integrated in the past life, somehow learned in the past life, but in this life you ought to embrace it a bit more, like integrate it more. Virgo second house is really earth, like material world also. Yeah, very real, like being grounded in reality, almost like being structured and on earth. I think there's a theme there that happened in your past life that made you feel stuck, I guess, or like dragged down almost, like, oh my god, this reality, how am I supposed to get my art out there, or like how am I supposed to show myself out there. You were kind of like we're just waiting, waiting and kind of almost giving up on it, like it felt too heavy. Probably like the reality kind of pressing, maybe the war also, like I don't know if you were in New York, maybe not. Let's see.
It wasn't in France, and I didn't have a pistol, so.
There's then Van Gogh, and then Marilyn Monroe, and then Kurt Cobain. It's like the cycle of the reincarnation. But yeah. There's some.
That's straightish.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
That's a point in my life. That's it's almost as there my life started. Something.
Could be. Okay, that's good to note.
So it could mean something that it was not supposed to reincarnate now, but that I stepped in something
later. You also last time you mentioned something about New York, but I thought that was related to the Twin Towers somehow. But that was
no. It felt like a Yuga steel situation.
A what?
Huh?
A what? Yuga steel?
Oh yeah, I felt I was typing a typewriter.
Okay, you were typing.
And
like a
and I felt like I was a writer of something. And there was a party going on. That's what.
And what else?
I was not at the party. I was not involved in the party. The party was in my house, but I was I started working. So it's from okay, nice party, but I got work to do.
I got work to do. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This kind of like might relate to the whole hermit thing and like trying to constantly focusing on art. And the element of, because I see like with the North Node, just like karmic placement, it's squaring Pluto, and it's squaring the moon, forming a T-square. It's like a triangle, which with all like difficult energies. Your moon is emotions. Pluto is also like transformation, but it's also karmic. So I feel there's like a lot of intensity around structure, work versus transformation, the community, the people around you, and this like the stage persona that you're supposed to become, and this transformation. If you were in New York, I feel like there definitely potentially happened something. Not quite clear. Upright.
Yeah, it was a building with an elevator. So that.
Okay, building with an elevator. Yeah, so it's
But
later on.
that was also the way to get in, to get deeper. It's a form of induction for when you step in an elevator and you go
Down.
higher, you step out of the elevator and where are you? So and then I stepped out of the elevator and it was it looks Human Steel. I think it's
What is
30s.
Human Steel?
Now Human Steel is it's a Human Steel. I'm not.
Or how do you
It's the
spell
years
it?
the 30s.
30s.
In that was all met they called it Human Steel.
Architecture style.
Architecture style is it? Yeah.
Looking
And,
at the architecture. And this was during kind of a hypnosis.
Yeah, that was we did that in a group, and it was a sort of demonstration what a girlfriend gave.
Let's see. I will just write this down first.
Yeah, it was in that time. It was in the 30s. Wasn't because was
something was
trouble
happening.
in Europe. Yeah.
Just trying to find luck and success elsewhere. Same. Whatever. Did you move from Europe to the States? Oh, yes. Were you a writer? Is also a good question, I think. Like a writer. It's like if you were a writer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Partying somehow. You were involved maybe with the party, but then still working at the party, or I don't know.
Yeah,
like drinking and writing or something.
It can be that the party was in my house.
Yeah.
And maybe I was bored, so I had better things to do.
I can
get to work something.
Right. I used to have at the end of my party time. I was like, I want to make something. I do something creative, or you know. But yeah.
Not only partying.
Yeah. Writer. King wants reverse, so not wanting to lose grip of reality and and this could also be in your past life. Yeah, like maybe you were struggling with that same kind of feeling. You were at the party, but you're like, yeah, but I should be working, you know. And this lifetime maybe it echoes in the sense like, I'm just not touching that because in my past life I did that, but then I lost.
Yeah, but it's also that I think I don't need it. Because I think
to be crazy.
No, something I'm crazy enough for myself. Yeah, it's.
Oh.
But it can also. It can also be that I've experimented with it when I was 50, 60 years old, and I get a few times I get in a trance and I get so deep that I have problems to get back.
Okay, I see.
And I think that's my blockade for this time.
Right.
It can be something from a past life that's returned, but it doesn't feel that way.
Right. I also see a grand trine in fire planets, meaning it's like Saturn, Mars, and Uranus.
We don't call it that way.
Someone with philosophy, travel, spirituality, cultural expansion, effortless access to creative, physical, and visionary energy, magnetism, personal authenticity, creative contribution, philosophical courage, restlessness. Okay, potential pitfalls, restlessness or burnout from always chasing inspiration, needing to lead. Shadow form of I must be free at all costs that avoid emotional intimacy. tension between discipline versus rebellion, especially in love or creative work. One evolved, charismatic, innovative teacher. Because there's Saturn, and Saturn is like karmic, always like karmic restriction even. This potentially could be something that you've gained in your past life. This kind of whole, this what I just said. And in this lifetime, it's like easy, like effortlessly for you, kind of. Let me see. New inspiration, new energy, money, mental ideas. It kind of resonates with this kind of like new, having a lot of new things going on, like initiating new stuff, a lot of ideas. And I feel, with your work, I'm like getting shivers also, like this kind of like, that was my initial thought, like feeling. This kind of artworks, painting world. Let's dive into that. What are the themes of these artworks that you worked on? Being like
she could be, but my father didn't stimulate me to paint because he himself had he wanted to be a painter.
Yeah.
But after the war, it was difficult to earn money with painting because there was no money. So he chose to do a job. And
the normal work.
Yeah, it was a form of art. So he made he made glass, stained glass.
Let's see. Was there any success around paintings in New York? Or maybe this is when did the airplane came?
I think that was started real for transatlantic after the war.
After the war, yeah.
Then they had bigger airplanes, and they knew how to make the bombers and things. And before, it was boats of Zeppelin. The age of the Zeppelin.
Let's see.
People looked at it and thought I was 10 years younger.
There is this something like, because I asked what was your love life about, and it's kind of the same themes again, kind of like unorganized, a bit partying, kind of too much potentially. There's like heaviness and maybe like an element of trauma or not feeling safe to go in that route or something. Is that something that you have now or not at all? Or
yeah, it's double. I want it, but there is also some hesitation. That's always from want to give, but want to have control.
Yeah.
So that's always that balance. I want to give up control and things, but otherwise I want to take control.
Yeah.
But that's also a part of me that it also has to do with freedom. I think.
Yeah. This is the trine we talk about.
I'm not a
independent.
I'm not a alpha type, but I'm also not a beta type. I'm not the one who says yes sir, no sir. I have my own
Sigma.
And I can lead, but I don't want to lead.
Right.
I think that it's not interesting.
It's not necessary.
Sigma, right?
I'm more gamma. They call it gamma.
Okay.
So I'm independent, and I think that if I'm alone in the world, I can also survive.
Right.
Yeah, it's something when I always manage. I don't need anybody.
I'm just gonna step into like what happened in your life overall, kind of the big themes or whatever. Yeah, this is the Emperor reversed comes up a lot. Something unorganized.
Yeah, but unorganized is, but it's another. My unorganizing is another form from organize.
Yeah.
It's organized what nobody understands.
It's your own structure.
I think
kind of.
different.
Yeah.
I use other channels. I use other ways to organize things. Another way how you are taught to organize.
Right.
Organized chaos.
Organized chaos. Yes. That's
Yeah. I think we all know how that works.
It's, my house is also, but I know for things that I have to do, because I'm organized. I organize things, or because I know I'm unorganized. So my equipment, I have everything organized.
Labels.
And I put everything. Everything is there. And because when I go to work, and I can be unorganized, I can find things. I know that my camera is there, that my is there, and not that, where's that
thing?
That thing that I need for that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's because I know how I am. I know how to find a way around it.
So potentially, or also scattered, unorganized, scattered. Did you die in New York? Did you die in New York?
Oh, had I a lot of suitcase with me every time with all plans in it?
What, is that another vision you had?
No. But I know Tesla.
Tesla. What was Tesla? Was like a...
Tesla was a scientist from Europe, and who went to England, and
but was he a painter?
He made the most things. He even invented power from how to get power from the universe.
Nikola Tesla.
Nikola Tesla and
free energy.
Free energy, and
he had
also a machine who could destroy the whole world.
Yeah, he had the neighbors call the police. Because he was creating all these this electricity around his house.
But the sponsor for him was someone who was in the oil, so free energy was not it was not the time for it.
Were you a painter?
Billy was a visionary, and he was the one who invented radio. They say Marconi, but he was the one who invented. I see the crow, but it was on the on the manege.
Yeah.
There was a crow who was beaten up by other crows.
Yeah.
And so I took it and brought it to my father, but my father he could. He was good with birds.
Yeah.
As long as I know, when we were home, we had birds, and then my father found a wounded bird, and he took it with him. And at the time that he set on the top everything, then we got it free.
Yeah, they took care of it.
Took care of it. But the crow needs with he ate. Pins, everything what was lying there was too much damaged already. So
he didn't live.
No, a few days, so and then it was dead. But I tried to save him.
Crow. I like that movie, The Crow.
Yeah. Seems a bit esoteric also. Ooh, the concert. This one's cool. also like otherworldly, what I was getting with your pictures a bit. Psychedelic skulls. Self-portrait, because that's what you also do a lot with your photographs. Yeah, there's a lot of self-portraits also. Let's see, because I asked AI to put it next to the tarot spread. Pavel was a deeply transformative soul, very generous to his artistic circle. That's the community thing, and the death, like the scorpion in the 11th house. Struggled with material stability. So this kind of like, you know, yeah, your themes around material stability world. He was passionate and emotionally tormented. A surrealist and stage designer. That would, I get a lot of shares also, because you design the stage for your pictures. His work dealt with death, the soul, transformation, and isolation. He clashed with others over ideas and felt betrayed or overwhelmed. He often felt trapped or misunderstood, hesitant to fully rise into recognition. He was part of art circles but kept emotional distance, struggled with justice, fairness in the art world. Artist of great discipline, technical skill, but emotionally disillusioned and possibly over-controlled and under-recognized. So this is kind of the North Node, 5th house now, that you have to like get that recognition, and there's the over-controlled, I don't know, like overwhelmed by the weight of his visions. That was the cards with the, also like, what was holding you back was the reality, or like your visions were probably too big for this world or something. Battled inner confusion and illusion, struggled to stay grounded financially and felt unsupported. Yes, he lived in New York from the 30s and was emotionally reclusive, financially unstable or dependent on patrons. Born in Russia, reading confirms this destiny-driven movement with some illusion or false hope. So you went from Russia to the States with like, you know, wanting to expand your work, but kind of things fell apart probably. Moved to Paris first, then to New York with Charles Henry Ford. This aligns directly with your reading. Let's see, Charles Henry Ford. Is that the car guy? Filmmaker, photographer, collage artist. Do you somehow recognize him also, or it's always? He died in 2002, so that could be like a reincarnation of him, a younger person in your life that kind of resembles this person somehow. We're not ringing any. Not really. No. Could be. Did some writing, but was more of a visual interpreter, likely helped with surrealist text or collaborated. Emotionally conflicted, possibly private writings. Writing may exist in private archives or as letters, but he wasn't known as a major writer. He may have hidden or destroyed some work. Themes of inner demons and healing lingers. Are there any paintings? Yes, many. Passion-driven, visionary, exhausting, now part of major collections with monetary value. That's what the cards were saying, kind of basically. Themes in art: light, spiritual transformation, liberation from restriction, destiny, powerful visual storytelling, all aligned with surrealist visionary art. So that kind of lines up. Success in New York, yes, but not always publicly mainstream. He had critical admiration, faced resistance, felt spiritually displaced, and struggled with inner turmoil. Success in Europe, more early career support. Paris welcomed him. Emotional nostalgia, artistic patronage, control, feminine support. Gertrude Stein, romantically involved with Charles Henry Ford, so that's the bisexual thing that we saw earlier potentially. Possibly imbalanced dynamics, emotional burdens, nostalgic bonds, difficulty moving on. Struggled with authority, communication, spiritual balance, tried to master himself, battled confusion, and eventually walked away from worldly ambitions. So maybe this is the theme of like the Scorpion Taurus, like the you wanted to go deep spiritually, but also holding on the material worlds. But he kind of like walks away from worldly ambitions and kind of like let it all go. Died in Italy, heart failure, lightly felt close to someone, still curious and mentally active, looking ahead spiritually, in tune with mystery. Was he a painter? Yes. Let's see his.
Did he die? Or?
Yeah, like a year prior. Let's see. 57. So you're from 56. So yeah, that's kind of like to walk in, I guess. Astro theme. Do we have something? Okay, no, I have to. What does OS mean? Is that some hazy meaning? 15th letter of the alphabet. Operating system.
Oh.
Well, when exactly was he born? 21st of September. But what does he? Oh, okay. He said. Here it says. Oh, it's a Henry Ford. 3 October. OS 21 September. Okay, let's see if we go to Astro theme and just checking 21st September 98. Click it here. No. Astrology chart before 1900. This is 21 September 98. Hmm, 1898 in. So it leaves out the houses, but we can check if there's kind of similar themes. North Node in Capricorn. Is this Capricorn? Mercury is there, Vesta. 10th house. Oh yeah, the part of fortune is in the 10th house, so it could be like, in your past life, if this would be you, your North Node was in Capricorn, so you were supposed to work a lot and focus on working and like letting go of emotional disturbance and like focusing on building your career step by step. And now it's your part of fortune is in the 10th house of Capricorn, so it's basically also saying like you integrated that in the past life, and in this lifetime you can find success and fortune by working methodologically and like structured towards 10th house, very much like working step by step and very Let's see, like Chiron. I can go really in depth now, like to like analyze your chart using AI also to ask, like for example, the person here next to me has Chiron in Aquarius 6th house. And let's see if it makes any aspects that are significant. Oh, you see like Aquarius 6th house, that's Aquarius. Nothing in Aquarius and Virgo. Which is Virgo again? This one. There's a lot of Virgo placements here. Chiron in Aquarius, 6th house, wound of the outsider in daily life, feeling like a misfit or alien in ordinary daily contexts, being pushed or rejected for originality, eccentricity. This happened at the photo university. Yeah, like you were rejected for you went too far outside of the norm situation, kind of. Eccentric, future-oriented thinking, bringing innovative and healing ideas into collective structures without using yourself. Opposition, Uranus, Leo. Identity is wired for rebellious self-expression, but it clashes with the wound of being rejected for that exact reason. Trauma around being seen or not seen, possibly forced to suppress wild originalities to survive. Past life may have involved flamboyant or trailblazing visibility that caused breakdown or backlash. Square to Neptune, emotional fog, ancestral pain, psychic interference or betrayal at the root, home, family level, confusion or illusion around emotional safety and truth, deep loss or abandonment tied to family, mother or homeland, possibly secret shame or unresolved grief from a past life around where I belong. This could tie to Pavel Chesnichu. Pavel was intensely original in his daily creative process, but also isolated, working while others partied. Literally, okay. Yeah, constantly laboring in secret. His surrealism wasn't always accepted. He was both perverted and marginalized. He struggled with physical health later in life. 6th house. Pavel's identity was radical and nonconformist, especially for this time. He was gay, esoteric, emotionally intense, and often rejected by mainstream galleries. He may have felt torn between being seen and being safe. That's also your North Node X, kind of. He fled his homeland during Russian Revolution. Literal uprooting of the 4th house. A literal uprooting of the 4th house. Lived as an emigre in Paris and New York. Emotionally, he had a complex, secretive love life and often felt like he had no true home. His mystical visions were tied to ancestral grief and loss. The person may carry the residue of a life where genius was both a gift and a curse. Pavel may have died feeling unseen or misunderstood, especially in matters of identity, routine, belonging. Wound now lives in Chiron, asking the soul to reclaim its right to innovate, to heal through routine and service, and to ground its eccentricity into form. Motherland trauma, exile, betrayal, loss of home. Yeah, so that kind of adds up. Like, how do you feel about this this person? Does anything come up for you? Like, yeah, I think photograph. I do have a feeling that this resonates a lot. So maybe now could be best to a lot of self-portraits also, I think. Best to study him and study his work, and like I will send you the details.
Yeah.
Maybe by email or something. And then see how that kind of like.
Yeah, you have to look at it.
Yeah, like let it sink in a little bit.
And,
yeah. What's your email address?
Scheffers.
It paints a story of someone who once channeled dark beauty and radical emotional into art, but likely died feeling misunderstood, exiled, or betrayed. Now the soul is back with unfinished business around expression, intimacy, and power. North Node, Scorpio, 5th house. Soul is meant to fully embrace transformational creativity, emotional risk, taboo love, soul-led expression. 5th house urges art, drama, romance, and the courage to be deeply visible. Past life shadow, over-stabilizing, over-relying on comfort, approval from groups or material security, avoiding emotional and sexual intensity, likely suppressed personal desire in order to belong. As Pavel, this fits perfectly. Pavel created deeply erotic, psychic, and grotesquely beautiful art, but much of it was too strange for popular circles. He struggled with love and visibility, often making art about pain instead of celebrating joy. He didn't full erotic creative embodiment, perhaps due to trauma or fear of being exiled. Again, part of fortune in Taurus. A natural joy and success come from building ground and beauty, channeling sensual or aesthetic talents into public career, creating legacy through earthy, embodied work, so art and fashion. In the past, likely as Pavel, fame and legacy may have been yearned for but not fully achieved. Now the soul is meant to anchor radical creativity into worldly success, not just inner turmoil. So we saw that in the cards in the beginning, like a bit stuck, like inner turmoil. The T-square, intensely karmic configuration, Pluto in Virgo, second house, past life trauma around work, worth, control, may have over-identified with being useful or intellectually precise, yet suffered from deep fears of inadequacy or poverty. In Pavel's life, he was perfectionist with form and symbolism, perhaps never felt enough to be fully accepted or material secure. Moon in Aquarius, 8th, emotional trauma or abandonment around intimacy, sexuality and death. Emotional detachment as a defense against deep pain, suggests past life loss, possibly over a lover, homeland, or physical safety. Matches Pavel teams exile from Russia, living in gay underground circles, painting dismembered bodies and psychic visions of love lost. Together, this soul must break through fear of annihilation and loss, reclaim wild, erotic, artistic power. It's about risking deep emotional expression despite fear of betrayal and rejection. And then there's Lilith in Aquarius 7th house, wild feminine rejected in past relationships. Fear or obsession with freedom versus commitment, likely once rejected or was rejected for being too emotionally wild, too queer or subversive, may carry rage towards society or lovers who demanded conformity. Pavel's queer identity and avant-garde creativity fits perfectly. He loved deeply but often in secret or with intense sense of pain. He was not accepted fully for who he was. Creative blockage due to religious or cultural shame, feels unsafe expressing joy or boldness, trauma from being punished for speaking out, creating provocative art or expressing sexually, may once try to teach truth through art and was exiled for it. Pavel's work was esoteric, symbolic, mythological, yet dark and transgressive. He used art to challenge norms, yet it likely isolated him. Once lived as an outsider artist in exile, fled your country, separated from roots, and poured trauma into paintings. Tried to love, but love came with sorrow. Wrote and drew through pain, while some saw genius, never felt truly seen. The soul left with longing. Will I ever be safe to shine as I am? So there's like this deeply karmic lesson in this lifetime to shine, to let go of safety, I guess. You are here now to reclaim that lost joy. You no longer need to suffer to create. You are meant to be bold, erotic, emotionally raw, and to be seen doing it. You're not meant to work in the shadows anymore. That karma is clearing. Will you dare to play joyfully again, even if it risks being hurt? Let's do this. How does it feel?
Yeah, I have to, you have a lot of one moment even some emotion, but it can also be things, but yeah.
What kind of emotion did come up?
Some feeling, so from
Okay, you echoing.
But it's not overwhelming or that's no. But I'm usually I get to read in it and
take time.
Look at it and
I've sent you the conversation with AI, so you can dive into that, and then I guess that's it.
Nice.
Yeah.